Hardware. Hardware? You're going to do some hardware? Sure. Let's talk about this Snowwolf here. Now I know the version 1.5 is out and the version 2 is going to be out, which has a really wow display on it. Turn it on. It boots up. Click it down. It says click me 5 times to unlock. Now we're unlocked. Alright. Alright. Unlocked. Let's vape on it a bit. Shall we? Vape on it. Sub-tank. Sub-tank. Didn't even ask me if this was new. Alright. Now, notice I have this at 35.9 at 347 degrees, right? It's reading it at a 0.15. I don't know if that comes out in the video or not, but you can actually hear the throttling of this. Very loudly in the sub-tank. Not a fan. Not a fan of being able to hear the throttling so much. And it's just the coil, really. That's what you're hearing. The sub-tank likes lower temperatures, likes lower wattages than, say, the Atlantis. These are the only two things I have with TC heads. Put that out there right now. I don't have any wire to try this on, you know, to build an Addy and do it that way. Just bought heads for these two tanks. Now, I have been running this around 380 normally. Let's see here. We'll get her up to 380. Now you notice I got her at 380. If it's so glary, 380 because it's so shiny. If I click it to change it over to wattage, it's going to jump 1 every time. So it's at 381 now. The same will happen if I click this over back in to temp. It'll jump my wattage, and now it'll jump my temperature again. See, that's kind of wonky. Now, if I bop this thing up, which I can do in the Atlantis, let's bop it up to 50. What do you say? 50, 50.5, 50. We'll bop it up to 50. You'll really hear the throttling now. It just rapidly goes like mad. That's me holding the button down solid. Vaping some lovely cosmic fog in there. We'll throw that in there too. Why not? Lovely. Now, difference. It's a difference. Both 0.15 heads. Throw the Atlantis on there. And I can only assume that it would be totally different with me making my own coils. I can only assume because these two factory heads are so different. Now, it should ask me if this is new. New atomizer? Why? Why, yes it is. Plus button, please. Now, at this. It's fairly wispy. The Snowwolf in temp mode will fire up to 70 watts. Yes, it's a 200 watt box. But in temp mode, it will fire only 70 watts. Alright, now I'm taking the temp up to 480. and I'm taking the wattage all the way up to 70. Alright? That is a delicious vape. Currently, I'm running some juice in here from a review I just did, which is, I'm going to throw this in there too. I might as well give everybody their props. And this is a 70 PG, 30 VG. Yeah, it's running. And check this out. I mean, really? But anywho, that's neither here nor there. We're on the Snowwolf. The Atlantis heads on the Snowwolf like higher wattage, higher temperatures. These are vertical coils. The horizontal temperature control coil heads in the sub-tank like it lower. And that kind of holds the same for regular Kanthal coils. I've noticed I can run the Atlantis a little higher because it's a vertical coil. It seems to handle the airflow a little better. Doesn't burn your cotton out quite as easy. And this does work quite well. When your tank gets empty, it throttles back. I have not burnt out a head yet. One did get gunked up just from using like 6 different brands of juice in it. It did get gunked up, and I tossed it. So this is the second head in here. Still running the same head in the sub-tank as I started out with. It doesn't seem to get as gunked up as bad, but this is my daily driver, and that's not. So this is getting way more use. Now, the Snowwolf. Let's go over some skinnies of the V1 Snowwolf, shall we? Features: adjustable temperature control, low voltage protection, low resistance protection, high input voltage warning, output short circuit protection, reverse battery protection, overheating prevention, 2 18650 batteries. Variable wattage range is from 5 to 200 watts. Output voltage range is from 0.5 to 7 volts. Atomizer resistance range 0.05 to 2.5 ohms. Battery voltage range 6.2 to 8.4. And temp range Fahrenheit, I'm in the US, 212 to 662. Yes, it does do the nice auto scroll, and it does do the nice auto scroll for temp and wattage, or you can just go down just like that and fine tune your results. Alright? You can take it all the way up to 200. It really doesn't matter in temp mode. It is the same vape I was getting at 70. It does, however, I don't know what it is, but if I put it up over 100 watts in temp mode, it seems like a much smoother vape without so much throttling. It's almost like it gets up there and kind of holds a little steadier. Anything in any of the other ranges, it bounces around, especially if you go too low a wattage where it takes a little time to warm up to that temperature. It throttles really weird. But that is really smooth. Can I even show that? I don't know. You really can't hear the Atlantis so well. Let's go down to 20 watts on this. Takes me a minute. This is how long it takes you to go from 200 down to 20. Alright, 20. Getting up there. It's not really... It's a much cooler vape. once you get around the 40, you should hear it throttle really well, trying to decide what to do. 40. You can kind of hear it. I like it. I didn't think I was going to like temperature control, but I like it. Temp mode works just how you would think it would work in here. Alright? Now, on to some wonkiness. How about some wonkiness? You want wonkiness, right? Now, I can't stick the iClear 30B on here because there's no airflow. Yes, it's a spring-loaded center pin in that 510. You can see I've been using it quite a lot. There's a nice ring around there. Let's throw the velocity on there. What happens when you throw the velocity on there? Well, a few things happen. Right? There's the screen. New atomizer. Why? Yes, it is. Why are you asking me? It's not a temperature thing. Oh, because you're firing in temp mode. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Now, any regular Kenthal build I put on this has to be hit for 3 seconds before it comes out of temp mode. Everything. So if you put on say a Nautilus, that would be the most extreme for this. You put a 1.8 ohm Nautilus on here, it's going to fire it at whatever it wants, way higher than what a Nautilus will take, for 3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's a normal pull, usually, for me. Right around the 2 to 4 second mark is a normal pull on a dripper. Now, it's a little longer on something like a Nautilus because tighter restriction. 3 seconds on a Nautilus would destroy that coil. Don't put a Nautilus on a V1 Snowwolf. Just throwing that out there. And I'm going to bop this up because I don't remember what I was vaping it at. What was I vaping it at? I don't know. Let's go 50 watts. Now, did you see it switch over? It blanked out the temperature control after 3 seconds. Yeah, now it vapes normal. Now it vapes normal all the time. It blanks out the temp mode. And it is lovely, lovely, lovely. However, turn her off. Yeah, I always overclick it. It's 1 click to turn it on. It boot screens. And then it's 5 clicks to start it up. Now it's back in temp mode again. It doesn't save that it was in Kenthal, even though it saved the resistance to where it doesn't ask you if it's a new coil or not. Yes, I realize this is not older, but you know, this is the first version of the device, so it has some wonkiness. I just want to put this out there. I think it's only fair to do a review on it, sort of. I know you saw it switch even though you couldn't read the display, because I could see it. I'm really tempted to throw on that iClear 30B. Let's take this down to 12 watts. See what happens. I haven't tried it. I can't screw it down completely, otherwise I block off the airflow. Alright? I haven't tried it. Let's try it. It might just implode in my hand. I don't know. Because the Snowwolf does what it wants for the first 3 seconds on a Kenthal build. Now, oh, that's right. There is little air channels in the iClear 30B. You see that? There's air channels in the bee itself. Oh, that's restricted now though. Let's loosen it just a little. That's better. New atomizer. Yes, that's a new atomizer. Reading this at 1.54. It is a 1.5 coil head in here. Oh, that is so burnt. That just totally burnt it. And I didn't even hit the 3 seconds. No, I didn't even hit the 3 seconds. Let's primer pump that puppy. Ready? Let's try for 3 seconds. That's some nasty burnt silica right there. Yes, it is. And it's so juicy, it's gurgling. So yeah, throwing an Nautilus on there, not a good idea. Not a good idea. That added a little bit of juice to everything, didn't it? Alright, get that out of here. Back to the velocity. Back to the velocity. Now it's going to ask me again. New atomizer. Of course, I did put a new atomizer on. There has been times where I've taken my addy off and put it back on to fill it up with juice, and it will ask me if it's a new atomizer, which it shouldn't do. Even though it's had time to cool down and get back to the 0.15 resistance. Just putting that out there. It has its flaws, man. I still like it. That's 12 watt vape right there. Not very satisfying. Go up to 50 again. We want a vape, man. We want a vape. That's why we have vape devices, because we want a vape. It does quite well. It does do quite well. In regular Kenthal mode, the battery life on this is horrendous. I can take the same batteries from the Snowwolf, put them on the charger, put them in my SIG 150, and run it at the same wattages and get 3 more hours out of the SIG. And it's probably due to this ginormous display where a Sigelli only has this little pitter display. Nice and easy, no problem. It's probably what it is. That's my thoughts on it, because it's pretty bright. I mean, that's a pretty bright screen. It does dim out after, what is it, 20 seconds? I think it's 20 seconds. The screen dims, and 10 seconds later, the screen shuts off. So we can try it. Here, I fired it. Now you can sit here for 30 seconds. $19, $20, $21. I'm a little off on my count. There it is. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See? We got a mosquito in here? Mosquitoes? Come on, it's Minnesota. It's almost winter. As long as it was just a timeout, though, it stays. I can't remember how long it is when you set the device down. 15, 20 minutes, something like that. It will auto shut off after that long. And when you turn it back on, back to temp mode with your Kenthal build. Hitting it 3 times does nothing. Pressing the plus and minus will change from wattage mode to temp mode, or, you know, really doesn't change the mode. It just changes which one you're changing. Hitting like the minus and the positive doesn't do anything. or the minus and the power button. Hitting the plus and the power button doesn't do anything. It's a very simple, easy to use mod. Not a lot of, weird functionalities. You don't have a clock. There's no pedometer on here. Nothing. The 510 though, I think the 510 is a little bit there. I just unscrewed the Addy a little bit, and yeah, the 510 threads are not ideal. They're not nice and firm threads. There's some wobble no matter what device I put on here. And I found that out because I did put my E-clip on here once, and I bumped it against the table. When I picked it up, my Addy was off to the side. I went, well, that's weird. It took me a while to get that little 510 adapter out of there. And the E-clip hasn't resurfaced back on this device because of that. Now, it is a very clean mod, and I did take that black, shiny black sticker that's on there. That's what it is. It's a sticker. Could be some kind of vinyl, but it did have that on the inside also. I took that off. Why should it be black on the inside? That looks perfectly fine. And if you notice, there's one giant magnet at the bottom and two smaller magnets at the top. And that's what it looks like on the inside. You can see absolutely nothing. I got my new set of purple EFS in here, which are working quite delightfully, I must say. It's clearly marked in there, although the light will never catch it because they're not painted in there. You can see the bottom ones. The top ones are the same. If that was painted on the inside of the plus and minus, you'd be able to see that a little bit better. Even if there was markings up here on the top case, that would be better than trying to get the light just right to see the plus and minus. They are engraved in there. The connections are quite thick. I mean, look at that. They are wide-ass connections. Very springy. Even work with my nipple top batteries just fine. Doesn't seem to matter how I put these in. Flip, flop, and you get the little screen lights up right away. Back in to temp mode. Isn't that nice? There it goes. See? We are babying some lovely S&P custom Vapors Dragons candy in there. We are. No wobble on the door whatsoever. And it fits in there really nice. I mean, that's it. No weird rattles. No, nothing wonky going on in that department. It is well built, and it weighs a ton. It's a brick. Sigelei, Snowwolf, right? Side by side. Darn near identical. Till you start doing this number. Now you can see the Sigelei is just a little bit taller, just a little bit wider. See that? Just a little bit wider. And the Wolf is just a hair thicker than the Sigelei. But damn if it don't weigh something. Damn if it don't weigh something. You know you have this mod in your hand. Halfway through the day, if you are carrying this thing, your hand's tired. Now, I will mention also, I did win this on Haze for Days on my birthday. Thank you very much, Vapor Dan. Black Lotus sent this out. They have some lovely e-juice, by the way. Put that out there, too. This is Snowwolf. I am highly enjoying it in temperature control mode. I am not enjoying it, say, grab my Atlantis with a .5 head in it, regular Kenthal, and vape on it because of that wonky 3-second rule it's got. It's like the 3-second rule, man. When you drop some food on the floor, you got 3 seconds to pick it up. No, that's not the 3-second rule that I'm talking about. The 3-second rule on this is you better start sucking, bro. Otherwise, you're gonna burn your head out. That's the 3-second rule I'm talking about. Happy to report that it seems that it's been fixed on the latest other 2 versions of it. But it's just, man, I do like it. I do. In temp mode, I didn't think I was gonna like temp mode, and I did mention this that I don't know if it's the NI 200 wire, but it does seem to dry me out a little bit more. But yes, new atomizer. But I do like temp mode. Temp mode. I didn't think I was going to like it. I do like it. In Minnesota, especially where I'm at, it's been 30 degrees in the morning. Some of these mornings. That allows me on a cold tank, to not get a dry hit. Because it senses that there's very little to no juice in that coil head and throttles back and doesn't burn out my head. That's awesome. That's worth having in this cold weather. I was over at Dad's the other day. I took this exact setup with some 70 VG 30 PG juice in here, and it was 29 degrees out when I got over there, and I set this up outside in the cold, and I would walk up to it. It's cold, man, and vape on it, and it vaped perfect. I know for a fact that if this was a .5 Kenthal head in here and I did that, I would have gotten a dry, burnt hit. Temp control in the winter, it's a thing. Deal with it. I like it. I do like it. Thank you, Black Lotus, and thank you, Vapor Dan. It's a beautiful birthday gift. Very tasty. I'm going to link Black Lotus down in the bottom. I'm going to link Haze for Days, which is Vapor Dan's show over there on the Coast to Coast Network, because that's where I got it, and you gotta show your dues, right? I do like it. It does have battery venting also. I forgot to mention that, but the body is just this thick stainless steel all the way around, and it's crazy. And the buttons match, and I didn't really show that. You can barely see the plus and minus. You got to get it in the light. And you can find the buttons very easily. They do protrude. They are clicky. All of them. All of them. It's nice. And since how this is the version 1, if you can pick one up really cheap, I say why not? If you want to try temp control out, if you're not really, if you're not going to throw Kenthal builds on here, and you just want to run temp control, you can find one of these cheap. It's good. It lasts me all day running Atlantis or the sub tank all day long. In the Atlantis, I'm running 50 watts. Usually I have it at 70 watts, 480 degrees, no matter what juice I have in it, normally. And I turn it off. You got to turn it back on. You do. But if you want to run purely temp mode, it is a nice device. I can't speak on any other devices because I haven't tried any other devices, but this does a fine and dandy job of temp control and not burning my cotton. All the way down, I'll keep vaping it while I'm driving, and all of a sudden I'll go, it's getting a little wispy. And you look down there and it's like there's not a drop of juice in the tank, and you can see nice white cotton. You're going, oh, well, thank God for temp control, because otherwise I would have had a nasty burnt cotton hit right in my throat, coughing all the way. Anything else we can say about that? It's a pretty long video. Sorry about that, but I thought I'd get that out there, get that out of the way. Got to do what we got to do, man. Anything else? Yeah, correct installation of batteries. You should know that. Yep. No, I don't see nothing else. Let's see here. No. We went over the 0.05 to 2.5 ohm range. Anything below that will say low atomizer. Well, that's different. I didn't try that, but if you remove the atomizer while firing it, it'll say atomizer remove on the screen. I'm not going to try that. That just sounds like something you shouldn't be doing. And if you install your atomizer, when the device is on and you install an atomizer, new coil up, same coil down. Yeah, we went over that. We went over all this. That's all I got for you, really. That's it. That's what I got. Oh, the thing's going to beep in a second. Wife's plugging something in. But check it out. If you're interested in temp control, stay interested in temp control. It can only get better, right? It can only get better. Y'all have fun now, because I know I will.